But also, it's not even just the Finsta. You have a Venmo account with a different name. The Snapchat account has a different name.
You just a catfish. You like doing it. What about me made you feel like you had to create a fake page to talk to me?
Babe, it was not about you.
So then who was it about? Because it is about me.
It's not.
What are you doing with the fake account? You're cute. You're not ugly. What are you doing with the fake account?
Dear Neve and new partner.
It's me.
My name is Devin. I'm 27 years old, studying criminal justice, living just outside Phoenix. So wait a second, so this guy wants to be an investigator, but needs our help?
Yeah.
3 months ago, James messaged me on a dating app, and I responded.
What a vision.
Now, even though he lived in California, we're texting more than you can imagine. James is more caring and considerate than I have ever thought a guy could be.
Nice.
And I'm growing more and more attached to him. But we still haven't talked on the phone or video chat. In spite of that, he keeps asking me to meet up with him. First time was around my birthday, and he wanted me to meet him in Vegas. I was a little hesitant to meet someone I'd never spoken to, so I said I couldn't make it. Then recently, he told me he booked a hotel in Los Angeles so we could spend Christmas together. I told him I'd like to video chat before meeting, but he got evasive. Crazy that you would invite someone for Christmas but not FaceTime.
Interesting.
As if that wasn't weird enough, the other day I was on Instagram and noticed there was a profile that I am following with a picture that looked like James. It also says he has a different job and that he lives in New York. Is he living some sort of secret life? I don't know what my next move should be. Please help Devin. Hey!
What's up, Devin?
What's up, man?
Hey, how's it going?
This is Rashad. He's helped me out on this episode. So where are you from, man?
I'm originally from Detroit. Moved to Arizona about 2 years ago.
All right, so tell us about this James fella.
So originally we met on a dating app. Eventually we exchanged numbers, started texting. He lives in Barstow, California.
How old is James?
He's 23, but he has the mind, I would say, of almost like a 30-year-old. He's a compassionate person. He talks to me every day. That's something that I'm not used to, especially coming from the app that we've talked from.
Do you consider you guys being in a relationship right now?
No.
Do you say goodnight to him?
Yes.
That means you're in a relationship. Just so you know, whoever you consistently say goodnight to, you're in a relationship with them.
And why haven't you guys talked on the phone?
I don't know. I asked him about that. He's been really beating around the bush about it. There's a couple of things that are a little weird. I came across an Instagram profile that I didn't know that I was following. It had the same pictures that he sent me.
You've been following him prior
Right.
to meeting James.
Right.
But you haven't communicated through that profile.
No, not at all. I've got so many questions about what's going on.
You mentioned in your email that James has invited you to meet him a couple of times.
Oh, yeah. My birthday week, he invited me to meet him in Las Vegas. And recently he invited me to California for Christmas. That's a big step since Christmas is a family holiday for me.
I think this person may know you because they know you're a family person and they know that you wouldn't come during Christmas.
I see what you're saying. You might have just came up with something there.
I want to know who this person is.
All right, well, look, sit tight. We'll come down there and we'll figure this out.
All right.
All right, man. Nice seeing you.
All right, see you soon, Devin.
Appreciate it.
That's an interesting deal.
It's very unusual that he would happen upon the profile he's already following. So what I'm thinking is, Devin was following someone that he did know. They then at some point turned their profile into James.
Right.
We should go down there. We should figure out what's going on.
We'll see what he got.
All right, let's do it. Why don't you come on back? Here goes nothing. Right in there. What's your name?
Shaquan.
Shaquan.
Hi.
Devin.
What's up?
Apparently, you guys
We know
each other.
So y'all know each other?
And were you guys friends, or
We were friends. Yeah.
did anything ever happen?
Occasionally.
Oh. Okay. Did you know he lives here?
Yeah.
You mentioned that you have one friend who lives in Vegas. This is that friend?
Yes.
That's crazy.
So when did you guys last see each other?
Last time I came out to Vegas.
August.
All right, so hold on a second. Oh, here's what I don't understand. You guys had a physical relationship.
Why would you have a fake identity?
I wanted to see how he was doing, but every time I try to talk to him, he doesn't respond.
Is that true?
Yeah. Yeah.
You never really thought that it was a relationship there between. Gotcha.
Did you ever make it clear kind of where you were at with things?
I mean, if I don't text you back, why wouldn't that give him that hint? You can't just beat a dead horse. It's already dead. It's f***ed up.
But if the horse is dead, everybody can say the horse is dead. Sounds like Shaquan is saying he never got the scoop that the horse was dead.
I'm sorry, I can't. I'm tired of this. I'm tired.
Tell us then, in your own words, what was the plan?
Well, I texted him to hang out as James, and then if he come to Vegas, James wouldn't show up. He probably text me, tell me he's here, and I'll show up.
Oh, wait a second. So you thought, I'll make a profile as this guy James. I'll invite him to come meet me in Vegas. And then when he gets here and James doesn't show up, he'll text you because he knows you live here. And you'll just sort of come to the rescue.
Yeah.
You had a plan, though. He did have a plan.
I gotta tell you, that is
Hey,
actually a decent plan.
Hey, if it wasn't wrong, I would
messed
come
up.
dap
It
you
is
up like
messed
you
up.
thought about some stuff at least.
Hey!
Hey.
How are you? How's Dallas?
Oh, wow, Dallas. It's something new and exciting, different every day, I can tell you that.
So, okay, so we just read your email. I don't know where to start.
So, about 9 months ago, I met Trayvon on a hookup site. I had just recently got out of a relationship. So, I wasn't really looking for anything serious, just kind of like sow my royal oats, as they say. Right, see, she gets it. So, anyway, I'm there and I'm just looking. But I met Trayvon and I actually liked this guy. I felt like there was a connection and we really just hit it off. We really vibed. I love ancient Greek mythology. And I don't know if you guys have ever heard, there was a thing that humans used to have 2 heads, 1 body, they shared a heart. But Zeus sent down a thunderbolt, split everyone in half, and they kind of spend their life looking for their other half. I felt like I had found that other half of me, someone that understood what I wanted. It was amazing.
And you guys both live near each other in Dallas, right?
Yeah, he's in Dallas, but we made several attempts to meet up and everything got shot down. So after so many disappointments with that, I resumed talking to my ex. We got back together and then he proposed to me.
Wow. So are you engaged right now?
I'm engaged right now. But I didn't stop talking to Trayvon.
You have a ring?
I have a ring. Yeah, and I'm torn between 2 people and I don't want to miss my opportunity at being happy with someone I feel like understands me and knows me rather than settling for just what I have.
Oh.
Hey! What the would you do some stupid like this for?
Yeah, are you gagging now? Yeah.
All you had to do was sit up and talk to me in the house. What the is this about? Pretending to be somebody else?
We both lie in this relationship.
I'm
Now
one
listen.
person. I introduce myself as Aaron, not as anybody else.
Now listen to me. You reached out to who?
I reached out
To Trayvon. Say his name. Who did you reach out to?
Just
Did
so
you ever tell me
extra.
about Trayvon? Have you ever talked to me about Trayvon?
What the You're a Trayvon, fool.
I want to go see if you mess around with anybody else in this relationship. I want to keep my eyes on you at all given times.
Didn't I tell y'all he was crazy? I'm up here thinking that it's somebody that got me torn, like really got me torn between you and them and us getting married.
If you take the ring off, hey, you want to take off a ring, dog? Let me take off this. That's it. That's it. You ain't got to worry about no wedding. Everything could be canceled, darling. I could get a refund back for everything that I don't spend.
This don't even make sense what you're doing.
Now I'm trying to tell you, if you just listen to me.
I don't even want to listen. I don't even want to listen.
Just listen to me. I
These people
can't do
sitting there
this.
looking at you
Hold on
like,
a
what
second.
sense does that make?
Hold on, let's take a quick timeout, gentlemen. This is a very emotional, difficult discussion to be having. Clearly, you're both upset. Aaron, would you please just let Paris tell his side of the story and try your best, even if you disagree with things that he says?
You guys like to eat for lunch, then go ahead. Be my guest.
All right, so we want to know how you and Brandon met and sort of tell us the whole story of the last 6 months.
So after like a failed relationship that I was in, I decided to join Tinder. I saw his picture and I was the one that swiped right on him. He also swiped right on me. After 2 days, that's when he reached out and said, "You'd make a great girlfriend." And I don't know where my head was. I was like, "Who, me?" And so then he was like, "Duh." And I said, "Oh, okay."
Hold on, time out. The first message he sent you was you'd make a good girlfriend?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a weird thing to say.
Why are you buying this? Why would you? You're smart,
Because he's internet famous.
Well, all right, so sorry.
When did you find out he was internet famous, and what kind of fame does he have?
I looked him up and I found him on like a website called like Famous People Birthdays, and it like told me everything about him.
Got it.
So I said, "Am I missing something?" And you're like internet famous or something. So then he was like, "Yeah, I make vines and videos."
Is he hot?
Is he hot?
Yeah, he's like blonde hair, blue eyes, and he's like super tall, and so I'm really like attracted to that. And he was someone like I could really talk to. My past relationships have all been fails, and it's always me coming second to another female in all of the relationships. And this time, I don't know, he just made me feel like I was number one.
Like, have you guys talked on the phone?
We've spoken once.
And what was that like?
Well, I was telling my twin sisters about the whole situation. And so she was like, "Girl, he's catfishing you. Just, leave it alone." I was like, "No, he isn't. Watch." So I gave him a call or whatever, and I like let him know, like, "Hey, I'm telling people about us, and this is what they're thinking." So then he flipped out, got really pissed at me, and said, "Your sister's an idiot. I'm real," like this and that. So we stopped talking for a short period of time, and then he came back. After that, we just continued like talking.
He's cool with us coming out and filming, so.
Is this joke? Are you for real?
Do you know this guy?
Yeah, one of my exes.
That you said still liked you, but.
Yeah.
What's your name again? Thomas.
No, like, no. This is not for me. Like, no, like, all this time wasted.
I wanted to do it without, the cameras to save all this. I didn't want to do it in front of everybody else. But you know how I felt about you, and I know how we ended. I didn't, feel it was right to come to you as me. And then I tried to tell you before it got to this point, but it's kind of hard to do that.
You played me back to back to back. And then, when I finally move on, then you decide, "Oh, okay, I want her back." Like, where the was that attitude back when I had feelings for you?
So, you guys dated in high school.
Right.
My
when
first
you were
3
15,
years of high school.
And it wasn't the best relationship. And then you broke up, and at some point you decided you wanted her back.
Right.
So you made the Tinder account.
Right.
And then just swiped looking for her?
Pretty much,
How'd you know she was on Tinder?
One of my boys was like, "Oh, your ex on Tinder."
Okay. You got a new phone?
Yes. When I went to college, I got a new number.
Okay. Who's Brandon?
I have no idea. It was somewhere I randomly just looked up online.
So the Brandon Instagram, the Brandon Facebook,
Yeah,
those
it
are
has
not
nothing
yours.
to do with me.
Hey, Nathan Cammy. My name is Keontae. I'm a full-time student from Toledo, Ohio. There's this guy that I've been talking to for about a year and some change. His name is Tyler, and he lives in New York City. And he's a model. Here we go. We met when he sent me a DM on Instagram. He was so hot. So I messaged him back.
That's the trap.
We hit it off pretty quick and started messaging constantly. A week later, we moved to Snapchat because Tyler had a girlfriend at the time, and he didn't want messages being seen. It was all a big secret because Tyler isn't out as bisexual yet. The thing is, it's not like any of my previous relationships. Tyler is always there for me, sexually and emotionally. I'm all in. But after all this time, he still refuses to video chat or link up with me. He claims he's afraid to come out, and that's why he's holding back. And I get that. I went through the same thing. Feel like I've gone out of my way to be there as a support to Tyler. He says he's excited about coming out to the rest of the world, so why can't we just video chat? As fate would have it, I'm walking in an event in New York for Fashion Week. He wants to meet there for the first time. Two models.
Wow.
Two models.
A model relationship.
We're finally just days away from meeting, and now his plans are suddenly changing.
I ain't telling nobody.
He says he's going to be out of town and can't meet. I'm in Los Angeles right now, staying with a friend before I go to New York, and I'm desperate to figure this out. You guys are in LA right now. Can we please meet? I need to know if I'm being lied to. Keontae. Oh, what's up?
Nothing much, just chilling. I'm trying to keep it trying to keep it playing, but like literally like I'm about to bust out in tears. I'm scared.
Well, are you ready to sort of take the step towards the truth?
Yes.
On the way over here, we get a phone call from Gio. And I recorded it on my phone because I want you to listen to his voice and tell me if it sounds like Tyler. Okay. Have you ever lived in Ohio?
Yeah, I've traveled through there, have some family there.
And what are you doing? What do you do in New York?
Right now, I'm just doing go-go dancing. Dance as a monster, I dance as...
You can stop it. I know exactly who that is.
Who is it?
That's one of my friends. A friend that literally was just in my bed 4 months ago. As friends, though. Galden is his name.
Okay.
And he does live in New York.
Does he go by Gio?
He does not go by Gio.
Is he from Ohio, though?
He's from Toledo, Ohio.
And moved to New York.
And moved to New York, yes.
And you talk to him regularly?
Mm-hmm. You know, like, we're close. We're really good friends.
Neve.
Nice to meet you, Neve.
What's your name?
Golden. Yeah.
Golden, okay.
How are you guys?
What are you doing?
Cammy.
Hi,
Nice
Golden.
to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you. Hey.
Galden. You're who I've been talking to.
Yeah. I'm Tyler.
Why, though?
I honestly couldn't give you a really good answer for why.
Do you like me? You want to be with me? You love me? Or was it a joke? Was it a kiki?
It was a joke.
A joke. Like, we had a whole fake relationship, bro. It's
not even a joke, honestly. It wasn't necessarily a joke. The whole Tyler thing literally was not made to get you or target you in any way at all, honestly, y'all. It all started like, I ended up adding Keontae on my Fufu account. Like, I was on my Fufu account because of my ex, you know, to snoop and peruse incognito, fly under the radar. It wasn't even that deep.
Babe this, baby that. I can't wait to see you. I'm pouring my heart out to you. Like, I was there for, not only were you there for me emotionally, I was there for you emotionally. I will let you in. I'm telling Tyler real things about me in real life, bro. Right? And you're going along with that, like, yeah, I went through this too. Like, I was verbally abused and I know how you feel, and it's not a joke.
How and why did it go this far? And like,
he was just, you know, constantly messaging me and things like that. And I knew that he was into it. Honestly,
You hit me up.
Hey.
You hit me up, bro.
That was you on the phone, right?
Yeah.
Do you change your voice?
Yeah. I know this is like nuts.
Embarrassing. It's been a year and 2 months, Galden.
But also, it's not even just the Finsta. You have a Venmo account with a different name. The Snapchat account has a different name.
You just a catfish. You like doing it. What about me made you feel like you had to create a fake page to talk to me?
Babe, it was not about you.
So then who was it about? Because it is about me.
It's not.
What are you doing with the fake account? You're cute. You're not ugly. What are you doing with the fake account?
So you, in real life, let's forget about Tyler. You, in real life, have never had feelings for Keontae.
No.
Bro, you cap. You're lying.
You guys were on the phone for like 3 hours at a time.
And hours.
It doesn't make sense. There must have been something that you enjoyed about the relationship you were having with Keontae that was different than the relationship you have with him as Golden.
Yeah, like, you know, like if you play Sims and like you have a character who's in love with someone else, you're not in love with your Sim character's boyfriend. It's not that deep, but what it is like entertaining.
So when you talked to him as Tyler, did it feel like you were talking to him, or did it feel like you were pretending to talk to him as someone else?
It felt like virtual reality. And like you were eating that flirting up, like it was cool, like you were a cool flirter.
Well, because he thought it was gonna end up somewhere with a real person.
Exactly. You wanted to come out as gay with me as your boyfriend. That was the whole reason why I'm even here today.
But you pushed the matter, sweetie.
You wanted a relationship.
Baby, no.
Yeah, look at that, because you decided to screenshot some pictures of a guy that was not you and be a fake DL boy when you're openly gay. That's weird. You're a weirdo. That's goofy. You're goofy.
Yes.
You're a goofball.
Why don't we?
Taking it. I let him get his little rocks off because I know he wants this in real life. So I just let him,
in real life?
Go ahead and do that.
What exactly do I want in real life?
This.
You have lime green nails.
Talk about
a long sleeve black shirt. You have leather jeans with fake strings coming out of them with these punk boots and cornrows.
Punk boots?
You think I want that?
Baby.
You hit me up, bro. I need you to make that make sense. If you don't want to have a sexual relationship with me, you're not being honest.
Shut your ass up.
Bitch. I'm cool.